Hello everybody, my name is Waddleplier, and welcome back to Minecraft. From banger big whoppers that you can't miss, like the zombie Nautilus to the zombie horse, the Mounts of Mayhem update is here, and it's loud. But aside from every single major thing that we took a look at in this video that I dropped on update release day, there's so much more to this update. Changes to biomes, secret settings, and even the option to add some secret to new mobs to the game. Tucked within the weeds of all of the more technical side of the changelog for this update, oh boy, we've got a lot. This little cookie right here is up for grabs for any of you who know all of the updates that we talk about today. But I bet you won't. Bats. Inside of this update, one of the most tragic things of all time has happened to the bat. It's so sad. Sometimes, man, life just isn't fair, and that's the exact motto for the bat here, because inside of this update, the mob that was already pretty rare and kind of pointless gets even more rare and even more pointless. So, the bat, you know how it is, kind of a symbol of the scariest holiday of the year. With it being a little scary and spooky, the devs used to have it so the bat would spawn more frequently and in brighter light levels near Halloween. Yup, that's right, it's so sad. Before this update, the bat was able to spawn only near Halloween in a light level up to 6 instead of its insanely low light level requirement that it now has again. Legitimately no clue why the devs would just randomly up and remove this thing from the game. It makes me so sad. The Nautilus is definitely the rarest mob that Minecraft has added to the game in a long time. Whether you're inside of your long-term survival world or a creative world, if you've tried your hand at finding a naturally spawned Nautilus, then you will know that it's a little tricky. Today, just as you were about to give up on finding this brand new mob, I am here to fuel your delusions a little bit more. The Nautilus, you need to find one because actually this mob, while you're riding it around, while you're dashing, is faster than the normal Nautilus by about 10%. If we go ahead and take a look at the speed attribute of this zombie Nautilus right here, we can see it's 1.1 point a bunch of other numbers. Then if we go ahead and take a look at the attribute speed of the Nautilus, and we will see that it's exactly 1.0. This is going to be the same for every single Nautilus in the game, and every single zombie Nautilus as well. So yeah, next time you're trying to cruise around the ocean in a mean green Cadillac, make sure you do it on a zombie Nautilus because you'll get where you're going a little bit faster. It also does mean that it can kind of, if you get the speed right, jump a little bit higher too. The zombie horse, oh poor sweet zombie horse. So this thing is new to the game in this update, but like a normal horse, maybe you want to try and feed it some carrots. No, it doesn't want that. Maybe you want to feed it a hay bale. No, also doesn't care about that. You see, our friend the zombie horse has a secret favorite food, and that is actually going to be red mushrooms. Look at this boy. If I hold red mushrooms, the zombie horse will full out sprint and follow me forever. And if I feed it red mushrooms, I could use it to heal this mob or use it to make it be a little bit more calm. So it should be easier to tame, just like that. Let's go back to the Nautilus. This is kind of like, in my eyes, one of the biggest stars of the show in this update. Of course, the Nautilus is an aquatic mob. You put it in the water. Look at how happy it is. It will swim around all day long. I love it. When I put it on the land, though, eventually, give it time, and it's going to start choking from lack of water. It's quite sad and tragic. Not going to live very long. Meanwhile, the zombie Nautilus, already, I suppose, having initially departed from this world, coming back to life as a zombie, it doesn't care, actually, about water. Another reason you want to try and get your hands on the zombie Nautilus, yes, you could sail it around in water, but up on the land, you could actually have it here, and it'll never suffocate. In fact, the only problem that you will have with a zombie Nautilus on the land happens in daytime. It can burn, but oh wait, what's that? You just put armor on it and no, it can't? Yeah, put a little bit of armor on your zombie Nautilus, and all day long, you can rock this guy on the land and move him around. He will never burn, never suffocate. This is by far the best version of the Nautilus. Another pretty cool thing about the Nautilus here is what it will do when naturally in its home environment. If we have the Nautilus chilling around a bunch of pufferfish, from time to time, the Nautilus will actually hunt pufferfish inside of your world. Now, it's kind of lame, because here on Java Edition, it doesn't seem like this happens super often. On the other hand, on Bedrock Edition, it happens a whole lot more, but what this all amounts to is a brand new way that you can make an automatic pufferfish farm to harvest these things. The Nautilus, we got a lot to talk about it today. What do you think of it? Whether you like the Nautilus, dislike the Nautilus, or feel exactly perfectly neutral on it, tap that like button. Also, subscribe. I will help you become the most entertained and the most genius, like Minecrafter of all time or something like that. So the Nautilus. Of course, it's named after the Nautilus shell item. did you know that you could actually slaughter the Nautilus all day long inside of the ocean biome? And in time, you should be able to get a Nautilus shell. Not from the baby, don't hurt the child. In time, eventually, we can take out the Nautilus and maybe get a shell. Now, one move that you can make to up your odds of getting that shell, a little bit of looting. You see, initially, the shell drop was unaffected by looting, but now, if I get looting 3, I can maximize my chance of getting one singular Nautilus shell from this thing, up to a whopping 8% chance. Oh my god, that's insane. Dude, they're gonna, like, crash the Nautilus shell economy with those kinds of drop odds. Now, a pretty crazy one that happens here with the zombie Nautilus, and zombie Nautilus only, is when we have this thing inside of any old ocean biome, it will be normal and zombified. Slide into the warm ocean biome, and all of a sudden, it's got a lot of cool coral on it. This is all thanks to a little thing called data driving. With the help of a simple data pack, you could actually data drive zombie Nautilus variants and have, well, as many as you'd like. The things that you can control here are pretty advanced too. You can control spawn conditions, so something like a biome, or even something like a moon brightness, having a different version of the Nautilus at a different moon phase. You could also make it so maybe the zombie Nautilus will have a different variant if it spawns inside of the ocean monument or any other structure in the game as well. Now, as of right now, it's quite curious that they only put one variant of this mob in the game, but maybe the future? I mean, look, how they built out the functionality to expand the Nautilus easily, this straight up seems like one of those things that they're going to come back around to later on and add even more to the game. We talked about it in the initial update video. The new settings inside of this update, there are quite a few different ones. First up here, actually quite a few video settings have been removed from the video settings menu, but they are still in the game. Instead, you'll be able to find some of the ones like, say, view bobbing inside of accessibility settings and only accessibility settings. On the other hand, here inside of the video settings menu, we actually have some new settings that can be toggled on and off separately, like completely disregarding what your graphics preset is set to, like the vignette. You were actually never able to turn off and on the vignette depending on your graphics mode. Like, the only way to get rid of it was turning on fast graphics. A couple of other brand new ones here. Weather effect radius. You can turn this up and down. So if you don't want to see very much weather, you lower it all the way down. If you want to see more rain when it rains, raise it up. See-through leaves is the big one that you can toggle on and off independent of video settings. And a beautiful new toggle called improved transparency is new as well. So this one's actually pretty cool here. Check this out. Let's say I had any kind of colored stained glass and I had maybe like a little window set up. With this toggle off, as you can see here, when I look through the stained glass, things like the clouds completely disappear. Meanwhile, if I slide back into here and turn this on, well, then I will notice, and this isn't the only time it happens, but I'll notice I'll be able to see the clouds clearly right through the glass. There's a decent handful of other circumstances where this toggle will help make your game look a little bit more real. All right. Back to the night vision, back to the dead of nighttime, because this next one is actually a completely secret change that never even made it onto a changelog. The zombie villager. You know how this thing will usually spawn and just never have a weapon? Well, the zombie villager can actually pick up and will know how to use a spear. Now, just like the normal zombie, it's not going to be every single zombie villager, but some of them will have the ability to do it. Like, something about one of these dudes having a spear and charging at me is insanely terrifying sounding. Aha! At last, one actually has done it. He has spawned and picked up a spear that I dropped. Dude. Oh, no joke, this is kind of terrifying. And look at him. He uses the spear, charges at me as quick as he can. Okay, small baby, no. What is it always with these child, man? Narcissists. Ah, sunrise. There's something about it. The most beautiful time of the day. Now, inside of the rain at sunrise and sunset, the fog here will actually look significantly different in this update because it's affected by the sky color. Check this out. At either of the most golden hours of the game, when I turn towards wherever the light source is, the fog turns this bright, deep orange color. It's really good looking. If the weather happens to be thunder, the fog will actually be even more deep and intense looking. This change is definitely one of those changes that they made to help set up and get ready for vibrant visuals. Hopefully coming soon. And while we're at it, another pretty gigantic one when it comes to biome fog going on here. While I'm inside of the swamp biome, we can see this green, hazy water fog. Then, as I move into the normal, like what is this, a river or something, that fog completely disappeared. I go ahead and move back in, and we've got brand new transitions happening here. So before this update, when under the water inside of different biomes, the water fog transitioning, fading in and out and everything just like that right there was never anywhere near as noticeable. The difference here now is actually insane how much the water and the look around it while under the water changes. This will now happen in every single biome that has water, these sick transitions. Oh, now the Nautilus. We know about it. We talked all about it in the guide right here. You saw it. We know that the Nautilus can be healed by so many different things. But in this update, the developers clearly have a favorite because they've gone ahead and made the salmon like crazy overpowered. So take a look at a Nautilus right here. If I go ahead and tame it, jump on it, we can see that in total, it doesn't have like the most amount of health in the world. 7 hearts total. In total, that's going to be 14 health points that the Nautilus will have. How much health does one single cooked salmon heal, you wonder? Well, it heals 12. Check this out, the Nautilus right here. My poor friend could be on the doorstep of death. I could hop off it, feed it one cooked salmon, and just like that, it's all the way back to full health. So yeah, salmon, it's easily a must-have when it comes to the Nautilus, but make sure you cook the stuff first. All right. Maybe some of these more low-key changes you didn't know about in this update today. This one, it's another one of those ones that's gotten quite a bit of attention. Maybe you heard about it, but the trees, the leaves, they're all brand new. Inside of this update, the developers have gone ahead and changed how the non-see-through leaves look. Previously, there would have been a lot of black filling in the leaf texture. Now we have things like dark greens filling it in, and that's going to mean a brand new beautiful building block. Like, I mean, man, take a look at this thing and imagine this in like the floor of my house. Maybe this is some kind of funky green carpet or something. Or if you're not much of a builder yourself, run around in like basically any biome, literally any biome that has trees here, and you will see that the biome looks completely different now. I don't know about you, maybe it's just because it's brand new, but I'm kind of obsessed with this new leaf texture, and I kind of love it. And remember that beautifully, all you need to do is turn off see-through leaves right here. It doesn't matter, you can still play with fancy graphics. What do you think about the new leaf textures? Do you like them? Getting near the end of our list today, it's about time we go to one place and one place only, the nether. This change here was made pretty early on in the Mounts of Mayhem update cycle, but slide into the nether and the fog is way more dense than it ever was before. Yeah, so inside of the nether previously, the fog was dependent and tied to your render distance. If you had render distance really low, the fog would start closer. If you had render distance really high, it would start further. Now, the fog inside of the nether is not affected by render distance at all. Now, no matter what, nether fog will begin 10 blocks away from the player and max out at 96 blocks from the player. As you can kind of see here, while I move from biome to biome, this is going to amount to a nether that is way harder to see. Like, especially in these open areas where things are maybe a little farther from you, you can see like way less far than you would have been able to before. It's actually pretty insane and makes this place way more dangerous. Next up, with new things in this update like the spear and the Nautilus armor, there are new things, so there are new things to find. And new things to find? If you're looking for the single best place to explore to find most of the new content in this update, you need to head over to the ocean. Of course, not every, because you know how loot works in Minecraft. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. But most of the ocean structures, if you can get lucky and check inside of them, you will be able to find a lot of the different things that you can find in this update. And the last things last today, one for those technical players out there, game rule, and then every single game rule, well, not every single one, but just about. Every game rule has been renamed inside of this update to something that's a little bit more straightforward. For example, the old one game rule to daylight cycle, no, it's now just game rule advanced time. For a complete and whole long list of every game rule that has been changed, what it was and what it is, here you go right here. Look at that, that's so many. So, some of the smaller things in the Mounts of Mayhem update. Did you know them all? Did you win the cookie? If you haven't yet, add one more down below. Try and stump me. On the end card is another hand-picked video for you and a playlist as well. Check it out, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, friends.